All right, good afternoon, JAF. Welcome to our JAF Powerboost Daily Call. Shot caller here on a sunny but windy Wednesday, right? And I just want to let you know it's a brand new month. And don't you just love life, Primerica Life, where you can just keep on moving forward? What you did in the past, we're absolved. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord, right? If we didn't have a successful February, guys, and we can definitely have a successful March. Hey, listen, guys, please make sure you put your phones on mute. Thank you very much, because we are now live on our YouTube at JF LiveTv. So if you are on this call, thank you so much for being on. If your team's not on this call, make sure they subscribe to JF LiveTV. Get on that and don't miss our JF Powerboost Daily Call. So look, my vitamin C shot for today is a little bit different. It's a little bit more on the logistics side. Just because when you come into Primerica, you are a businessman or a businesswoman, right? You are an independent contractor licensed with the state of California. So this means a serious business. Now, one of the things that makes Primerica so unique, it is not a tangible business. What that means is you're not required to have, like most businesses, you're not required to have your own, office. You're not required to have your own inventory, right? It's not tangible. It's not items that are tangible, right? So it's service oriented, right? It's service oriented. Everything is service oriented, meaning you're providing a service for needs of families out there. So two things when I first got started, and this is basic stuff, guys, because I feel we're getting a lot of brand new people and they need to understand that this is not just, okay, go get licensed. Guys, this is going to change our financial life. So the first thing, and it's actually perfect because we're ending the first quarter, the first 90 days of 2020, is you want to make sure that if you're going to be a company, you're going to work with a company that helps you get properly protected, debt-free, financially independent. One of the first things that they taught us, very basic stuff, and if you got brand new teammates, I urge you guys to start with these basic stuff, guys. Please make sure you put your phone on mute. Thank you so much. Number one is having a savings of 3 months of your income set aside. The reason why, guys, when you have 3 months of your income set aside, it will really change how you perform in this business. Why? It's because when you have a cushion of 3 months set aside, and what does that mean? 3 months of income. Well, if you are single, maybe living at home, then take your parents' income, combine and multiply it by 3, then you should have a cushion like that. Why? Well, just in case something happens to your parents, how does everything get paid? I'm not saying something happens like they pass away, but let's say they can't work anymore. How are things going to get paid, right? So you need 3 months of set aside income, right? Set aside. If you have a spouse and your spouse works, then it should be 3 months of their income set aside. If it's you and your spouse and you both work, then it should be set aside 3 months worth of income. Believe it or not, guys, 9 out of 10 families out there don't have 3 months set aside of their income. Guys, that is a wake-up call. That is a wake-up call. That is a wake-up call, guys, right? So you want to make sure, guys, that you figure out what that income is, multiply it by 3, and that's why you want to do Primerica. See, Primerica is used, if you're on a part-time basis, it is used so you can go ahead and supplement your income, because if all you had was your regular income, you wouldn't be able to pay off your debt faster. You wouldn't be able to save for, a house faster. You wouldn't be able to save for a college education faster. Whatever it is that you want, you won't be able to do it faster if you don't have a side income, right? And that's what Primerica is all about. It is actually built for part-timers, right? That need that supplement income, and versus you're going to work at a part-time job where you clock in weird hours, have lower pay, don't have freedom, don't get paid what you're worth. Then Primerica, man, is just a double, slot machine, ching chang, win, because you're able to make money and save money and learn how to do it in the process. So that's the first thing, is have a savings of 3 months set aside. So once you know that savings, let's say for example, it's 20,000. Then you want to have a deadline. When do you want to have it by? You want to have it by the end of the year. You want to have it in the next 6 months, right? And then if, for example, it's 20,000, you want to have it by the end of the year. Well, then, we got 9 months left, right? Or 10 months left till the end of the year. So 20 divided by 10, it's an extra $2,000 a month. So once you have that specific goal of $2,000 a month, then you need to break it down. Okay, so how does that work? Right? Part-time income, guys, means part-time hours. Part-time income means part-time hours. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Right, guys? So what that means is, it doesn't really, I'm going to be honest with you. Primerica doesn't really work well spare time, just because it becomes an inconsistent income, an inconsistent business, and you can never build something solid. I remember, that was the whole theme one year, is to build something solid, guys. So I urge you guys that, Primerica was built for part-time income. So what does that mean? If the goal is $2,000 a month extra income, so you can take that and set it aside for your 3 months of savings goal, right? What that means is you got to take 2,000 divided by 4. That means you need to make $500 extra every single week. See how easy it is if you bite it down into small pieces? So what does $500 mean? As far as part-time income, right? So if you are a, district leader and you close $100 a month life app, multiply that by 12, that's 1,200, 50% is 600, 75% in advance, like 475. There's your $500. Add maybe a car insurance, a PLPP, ID theft, there's your 500 extra. So literally, if you put part-time hours, right, you're going to get part-time income. If you put spare time hours, you're going to get spare time income. If you're going to put no hours, you got no income, right? I think and if it's full-time income, right? And so that's how you get it. So people say, well, how do I get my one client? Well, they say that the success formula each week is 8531. You set 8 appointments, 5 actually go through, you get 3 life apps, and you get 1 recruit. So if you do 8531, it is, guys, literally slam dunk to be able to get that result. And so I realized, no, man, Christian, we got to get back on it in 8531, and we got to lead the way to making that happen, guys. And so we are going to be very strategic, guys, with our time. And the reason being is we want to be the best examples to you guys of Percy doing 8531, guys. We always want to lead by example, right? Because when we lead by example, then our team will follow. That is so important. Too often people have a whip and say, go guys, go guys, go get it done. Go get it done. Guys, the way to be successful in Primerica is to lead from the front, right? So if you feel frustrated, if you feel disappointed, if you feel like things are happening fast enough, the way to fix that is to lead from the front. Do things personally first and watch everything fall into place. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a guarantee. So that's the first thing. Number 1. Set aside 3 months of your income goal. And look, if you got to sit down with your partner, if you got to sit down with your parents, your spouse, let them know that's what you're going to do. The reason why I always like to let people that are close to me know is because it keeps us personally accountable for it. When you make promises, when you make goals, when you put it out in the universe, when you put it out to people that are important to you, if it is important to you, you will find a way. I can almost guarantee you that if it is important to you, you will find a way. So that's the first thing. Have savings set aside 3 months of your goal. The second thing is do not commingle business expenses and personal expenses. So look, if you're brand new, if you're part-time, you don't need to go set up a business checking account or anything like that, but you do need a personal checking account, and you do need another personal checking account, but for business purposes, right? Because you're only part-time. You don't need a business account, because it does have extra stuff, extra fees, minimum balance, whatnot, right? So have two personal checking accounts that are linked together. Your personal checking account is for personal expenses, right? Your other personal checking account is for business expenses. You put your regular income from your job in your personal checking account. Personal checking account number 1. You put your Primerica income in your other personal checking account number 2, right? Anything dealing with business, like when you go on an appointment, you get gas, when you buy a highlighter, whatever it may be, comes from the business checking account. Then if there are things that need to be paid on a personal standpoint, then you can transfer from your business checking account to your personal account, guys. I hope you guys get that. You definitely don't want to commingle. The reason why I'm telling you this right now, because nobody taught this us when we first started. So we were like clueless, right? And we're not tax preparers, and we've never been in a business when we first started. I was a 19-year-old student, nothing about that. Nobody showed us. People in our office didn't know. It was just not something that people taught in the beginning. And I always feel that, man, if this was taught to us in the beginning, then it'd be so much easier, and we wouldn't have to do backtrack work or try to find receipts, etc., right? I also recommend you have 2 debit cards. Why? Or 2 mini credit cards. Why? And if you're single and you don't have a credit card, ask for a secured credit card, right? You have to start somewhere, right? This business is all about having a portfolio, having assets, producing wealth, right? So why? Because you want to constantly make sure you have a tracking device of expenses, right? The days of like keeping receipts are really gone. I'm just letting you know. It's just so hard to like keep a receipt, write it on a notebook. And if that's you, I'm not saying don't do it, because I still do it. But I'm just saying the easiest way is to definitely have debit cards or a credit card, and it tracks all that account, and it actually, credit cards actually now itemize it, like gas, travel, that kind of stuff. And those are things really cool. We do both. I do both, right? The rest of the family actually just does cards, right? I do both because I have a notebook. I like to track it. I like to write things down. I just feel so much more secure like that. So that's how I do it. So those are my 2 action points today, guys. So what are you going to do with stuff like that? Number 1, you got to lead from the front on that. Have your 3 months worth of savings account. Go make sure you have your 2 checking accounts. Then once you have that and you implement it, then you can go ahead now and make sure your team has it. See, those are the business practices that I'm going to teach you, so you guys don't have to, like, at the very end, try to figure out, okay, why don't we know this about in the beginning? And look, I am not by far means the most logistic when it comes to that. I'm a type A personality, so my thing is to bring profit, generate business. That's where my strength is. That's what feeds me. That's my adrenaline rush. I wake up and sleep Primerica as far as, helping teammates get their bonus, get what they want. I'm all about that. That's me, right? But don't mistake that this is a real deal business. You got to stay licensed. State mean being regulated. So you want to make sure your business stuff is in order, guys. So hopefully that's helped. As I close, I just want to let you know, we have been talking about how successful people think. And we started off in the beginning really talking about how to cultivate big picture thinking. And if you remember, we talked about how many, that most people don't have big picture thinking. They wake up, they go to sleep, they go home. They don't really think big picture, right? And then we segued as far as being a focused thinker, like how to stay focused and be focused. Then we segued to being a creative thinker. And it talks about here that creative thinkers connect the unconnected. Because creativity utilizes the ideas of others There's great value in being able to connect one idea to another, especially to seemingly unrelated ideas. Graphic designer Tim Hansen says creativity is especially expressed in the ability to make connections, to make associations, to turn things around and express them in a new way. Creating additional thoughts is like taking a trip in your car. You may know where you are going, but only as you move forward to your destination can you see and experience things the way not possible before you started. Creative thinking works like this. You think, then you collect, then you create, then you correct, then you connect. Once again, you think, you collect, you create, you correct, and then you connect. Once you begin to think, you are free to collect. You ask yourself, what material relates to this thought? Once you have that material, you ask, what ideas can make the thought better? That can start to take an idea to the next level. After that, you can correct or refine it by asking what changes can make these ideas better. Finally, you connect ideas by positioning them in the right context to make the thought complete and more powerful. I just want to let you know, as you get super excited about your goals and dreams in 2020, make no mistake about it, guys. It is only your goals and dreams that is going to excite you to wake up every day and be a better version of yourself, to wake up every day and work like no other, to wake up every day and do the things that other people won't do, to wake up every day. And look, let me just clarify that do the things other people would do, because I have this week come across so many instances where you got to know what makes Primerica so special is the freedom of time and freedom of money. And too often people realize, or maybe they're put in a position where they think that they have to sacrifice their spiritual life, their family life, in order for them to get off their business life. That is absolutely not true. And one of the things that I love about Primerica, without any doubt, is you could define your schedule. You could work your schedule. What most people lack is they have a schedule, but they don't work their schedule. So their outcome still is not the outcome of their desire. Guys, I want you to know that you can have a balanced lifestyle. It just depends on how big or how intense your goals are. Obviously, if you want to, I remember when we first started working on, moving into the mountain house, I was working day in and day out because I was moved, guys. I have not even seen the house. I've only seen the lot. I've only seen the dirt. Yes, I saw the model house, but I saw the vision, because we got to pick the lot that I wanted, right? And I wanted the corner lot, and I had to visualize how the house would look. I went through the whole process, right? When we would go and pick out the tiles, and it was just so exciting, guys, that it got me moved to work harder because I was excited. I wanted a change. I wanted to go from Mira Mesa to a mountain house. Nobody in my family lived in the mountains. Nobody lived in Valley Center. None of my friends, none of my family, my guys, that excited me because I always wanted to go where nobody's at, right? That's just me. I just want to do things that nobody would do. That's just me. It doesn't have to be you, but I'm just letting you know. You got to get excited. 90% of winning in life, guys, is getting excited. 90% of keep on keeping on is being excited. But what are you excited about? Go out there, get excited about your goal and dream. Develop a savings of 3 months worth of income. Get 2 checking accounts and don't commingle, and get your business off the amazing start. Have an amazing Powerboost Day call. Hopefully that's giving you your shot of vitamin C. And C stands for champion, commitment, consistent, competitive greatness, and creativity. Let's go out there and create activity this week. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.